my sweet friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen. Today is Monday and we are starting the week off with a very busy day. Now, I'm not sure how these videos will run. I have several things I want to make this week in the kitchen, and we've got projects that we're starting in the garden, and I'm still decluttering and doing some organizing things. So I'll probably just break these videos up for you. So I'm not sure what you're gonna see in this one, but you're at least gonna get some food content, I think. So for Monday night's menu plan, we are going to make some homemade sloppy joes. And when I say homemade, I mean, we're gonna make the buns and all, y'all. Somebody, one of you actually commented and was telling me that you had enjoyed sloppy joes, and it just kind of put that idea in my head, and I thought, we have not had sloppy joes in a long time. I used to buy the manwich mix, but it's really simple to make that for yourself with a little bit of ketchup, brown sugar, mustard. So I'm going to pull up an old recipe for sloppy joes, and we're gonna make some homemade sloppy joes tonight for dinner. And then I think I'm just gonna throw some maybe sweet potato fries or something with it. So that's the plan for this Monday. Come along and let's make this sloppy joe together. Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna get some yeast bread going. We're going to make our rolls for tonight's sloppy joes out of this, and then I'll have a couple of loaves of bread for the week. You guys have seen this plenty of times, and I can put a link in the description box below for you. So I'm not going to show you the step-by-step process, but we are going to do it homemade, and I will show you the end result. It's time to get our bread in the oven. So I've got the oven preheated to 375 degrees. It's time to get those loaves made. Our hamburger buns look amazing. I'm so excited about these. This is the first time for me trying the hamburger buns. So we're gonna get those in the oven. You see we got a little bit of a loaf of bread left over from last week. It is not much. I have to tell y'all that I normally use unbleached all-purpose flour for my bread flour, but I had a bag of White Lily unbleached bread flour, and I used that on this loaf of bread, and it was the best loaf of bread we have ever had. So now I'm thinking White Lily is the way to go. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but to get bread that good, I think I might just splurge and start buying the White Lily for everything. I already use it for our self-rising flour for our biscuits, but I might just have to use it for bread flour too, because it was just the most delicious loaf of bread. To show y'all this, because since we cleaned the freezer out last week, I realized I had all these bags of different like French fries and sweet potato fries, and it was just enough to fill up my little air fryer tray. So we have a little hodgepodge going on, but I emptied out every one of these bags. I'm so proud of myself, but there you have it. We are cleaning the freezer out. All right, y'all, so we're gonna get our sloppy joe, homemade sloppy joe going here. Let's see if I can situate you where you can see. We have our homemade applesauce, which is already done. Like I said, you'll see that in a separate video. But right now, I'm going to get cooking 1 pound of ground beef. This is our ground beef from Aldi that we love so much. And it's a lean ground beef, so we shouldn't have any grease really to drain off of it, which is good. Got my little mix and chop here. This is such a handy tool from Pampered Chef. I love my mix and chop. All right, so we're gonna get our ground beef cooked up. Now, there's a lot of different variations of sloppy joe out there. And like I said, you could use that can of manwich, but I don't have one on hand. Plus, I think it's even better when you can make it homemade yourself, and it really isn't that hard. Now, I did mention to Tim that I was going to make sloppy joes tonight. He said, oh, please don't do anything fancy. Just use barbecue sauce and, you know, make it simple. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to go off of his recommendation, and I'm just gonna add some stuff that we have in the refrigerator. We actually ended up with 2 open bottles of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna add that in since we have that on hand. I'm also gonna add some mustard in. I'm gonna add some ketchup, some salt and pepper. I think I'm gonna add some garlic powder, and probably I'm gonna toss in some minced onions in here while the meat is cooking, just to give it that onion flavor. But listen to me. If you like onions, peppers and onions, oh my goodness, that's the way to take sloppy joes over the top. I love sloppy joe with peppers and onions, but I can't do that in this house. But if that is something that you like, add your peppers and onions and cook that in with your hamburger at this point. Oh, so good. All right, so we've got our minced onion. I'm just gonna add that in there for the onion flavor. I can get away with that with Tim. He will allow that, but not anything that he can crunch into. All right, garlic powder. Continue to let this cook. You could also add in, you know, any kind of seasoning blend. We like, there's the, probably wouldn't add it for this, but there's a lot of like the Kinders, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. A lot of their seasonings are really good, and I know they would be great in something like this. We like the buttery steakhouse seasoning by them, but I don't know if I would add it into this. It probably would be good though, because I use that sometimes, you know, on hamburgers when I pat them out. So if I had that on hand, I probably would add it too. All right, I'm gonna grab some salt and pepper. Salt. Got some pepper in here. All right, we've got our meat completely cooked through now. And something about standing here cooking this is making me think of like summertime and cookouts and hot dog chili sauce and burgers on the grill. I think it's the fact that it actually got up in the 50s today. It was like a heat wave here because it's been below freezing for so much of the last 2 weeks. So it made me start getting spring fever. But we gotta hold on. We're not quite there yet. We got a few more weeks left. Okay, let's just add in some stuff. We're gonna add in some mustard. I just kind of eyeball it. Y'all know me. We're gonna add in this Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I'm gonna mix that together before I decide whether or not to add anything else. Now, you could add in brown sugar to this too, but because we're using the barbecue sauce, I don't think I'm gonna do the brown sugar because that's gonna sweeten it up enough. But like if I were making a sloppy joe sauce, you know, I could use like Worcestershire and brown sugar and ketchup, mustard. But since we're going straight for the barbecue sauce, I don't really think we're gonna need any of that brown sugar in there. All right, let's give it a little bit more. Y'all might decide that you want to call this barbecue beef instead of a sloppy joe. This is not my typical sloppy joe. I like more of the tomato based, but we're doing this for Tim. He's been working hard all day. We want to keep him happy. All right, I'm gonna add some ketchup. Like I said, just eyeball it. This is not one of those recipes you have to really be exact with. I think it needs more of that. All right, we'll hit it with a little bit more barbecue sauce for Tim. All right, so this is just a different take on your traditional sloppy joe. So you'll have to try it, add some barbecue sauce, and tell me what you think. Now you know what would be good with this, and I wish I had some. In fact, I might get Ella to run back up to the store. We have like a little meat market up the road. Some slaw. Oh, some slaw would be so good with this. Oh, those homemade buns. Oh my goodness. Yep, I might have to get her to run up the road and get me some of that. All right, y'all, I'm gonna do a little taste test. I wanna check my seasonings and stuff. That is really good. I like that a lot. It's not overpowering with the barbecue sauce. I think the mustard balanced it and the ketchup. All right, dinner is just about ready. All right, you guys, I'm getting ready to eat my dinner. It looks amazing. I've already tasted the sloppy joe. It is so good. We've got our applesauce here, and then I had some leftover 7-layer salad that my mom had made and sweet potato fries. Perfect dinner. We're using up things in the freezer and making things that we already have on hand. So that is a great way to get through the winter months and not spend a lot of money. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that today. Until next time, remember, live simply. Use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you all in the next one.